him, y'all. It looked like Benny spit this boy out. Tiny, you got some explaining to do.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Y'all, the rumors are starting with T.I. The rumors are starting with T.I. It's coming out that King is not his son.
It only gets uglier as King Harris has been making news in a way that no one anticipated by the day. According to the most recent rumors, T may not even be King's biological father. A myth that erupted immediately following a public altercation between a parent and kid at an Atlanta Falcons game. Just picture that. Fights, live streaming, and stunning disclosures are tearing apart one of the most well-known families in hip-hop. It all started when King, already known for his wild temper, was caught on Instagram Live arguing with a man in the stands. Instead of cooling down, he kept yelling, "I stand on business," like he was proving something to the world. But T wasn't having it. The rapper stepped in, telling his son he was embarrassing the family by trying too hard to act tough. Things escalated so badly that T put King in a headlock in front of everyone, a move that was supposed to remind King who runs the house. 9 hours later, King
Stop
doubled.
talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. That file show.
Down on Instagram, blasting his father with lines like, "I don't care who you are. I'm a grown man now. If I was a mistake, say that." That raw statement had fans questioning if this was just a spoiled celebrity kid lashing out or if something deeper was brewing beneath the surface. And this wasn't King's first time making headlines for acting out. People still remember when he disrespected Waffle House employees, talking down to them like he was untouchable just because his dad is T. Shockingly, T defended his son's behavior instead of holding him accountable, which only fueled the image of King being entitled.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. Yeah, come get me from my grandma's house."
The controversy with the homeless man started when King offered him $50 if he could eat a chip that was prohibited without water for 5 minutes. King shrugged it off and treated the man's obvious misery as amusement rather than demonstrating empathy. King was harassed online by fans, but he refused to issue an apology, defending his behavior as though he was too significant to take responsibility. King has been accusing T of beating him and abandoning him in the neighborhood since the Falcons game meltdown. Given that King was raised in a gated community by a billionaire father, many fans disregarded this claim as clout-seeking.
Okay, so I would say what hurt me would be like, I'm honestly like my mom being like with Tip all the time.
Damn.
Like,
timestamp that.
not timestamp that. I feel like even now and today, like that's how it is. Like they're just tied to the hip. But now I'm grown, so it's like I can't really. But it's like they'd rather go places with each other. So anytime he gotta go, she gotta go. She gotta go, he go. It's just like.
But receipts started surfacing.
Documents began to surface, indicating that King actually lived with his grandmother for the majority of his early years in the hood. Despite his parents' wealth, everyone was unprepared for the turn of events. It found out that King's parents treated him with everything, setting him apart from the other children in the area. He did not, however, grow up in T's home. In fact, King acknowledged that he didn't truly see his father until it was time to film Family Hustle, the family's reality show. He would immediately return to living with his grandmother after the camera stopped. He wasn't the only kid who felt excluded, either. According to reports, none of T's children lived with him full-time. They were just present during the performance, while T and Tiny were busy traveling and living their separate lives. Zonique, Tiny's daughter, disclosed that she lived primarily with her grandma. With all of this, fans began criticizing T for showing a picture-perfect family on TV while ignoring his children behind the scenes. At that moment, the largest bomb went off. There were rumors that King had told friends that T wasn't actually his biological father. These rumors suggest that this is the reason King becomes so enraged when T expresses love to him in public. Their bond isn't the same behind the scenes, therefore, it feels phony. To exacerbate the situation, images of a man named B. Anthony went viral on the internet, and admirers couldn't help but notice how much he resembled King. The internet went into overdrive speculating about Tiny's potential, relationships, and whether King Harris's identity struggle was caused by this father. All of a sudden, the plot involved more than just a disobedient son misbehaving. It was about a young man growing up feeling like an outsider in his own house, despite being born into fame and wealth, as well as family secrets and hidden realities. This is the catastrophe. King may be surrounded by wealth, but his upbringing in the hood, with his grandmother and in the limelight of his parents' celebrity, left him damaged and in quest of answers. The more you examine King Harris's story, the more it begins to resemble a chaotic reality show that is actually happening. Following the Falcons game, the topic of discussion changed from spoiled celebrity kids to shattered family secrets, and people are still analyzing it. King's asserted that while his father led an opulent lifestyle with people divided down the middle, he was abandoned in the neighborhood. On the one hand, fans claim that he is overstating his rap character in an attempt to market himself as an underdog in the music business who was reared on the streets. However, family stories and video present a different image. King really lived in the neighborhood with his grandmother for the majority of his upbringing, and his relationship with T appeared to be more of a sporadic TV appearance than a regular father-son bond. Tension was already raised by that alone. However, things turn into a major issue when you include rumors that T may not be his biological father. When people assume there is truth to the rumor, King's outbursts, such as when he yelled at T, "Stop making the world think you with me when you don't," suddenly have a different impact. The online investigators did not take long to find similarities and retrieve pictures of Anthony next to King Harris. And there's no denying the similarity. Fans began sharing side-by-side photos along with comments such as "Y'all telling me this ain't King's real daddy," and the comments section exploded. This is the most bizarre part, though, since Tiny King's mother has never discussed this relationship in public. The rumors have been allowed to spread. Perhaps the commotion would have subsided if she had stepped up with a categorical denial. But inaction simply served to fan the flames. In the meantime, King's public persona isn't helping him at all. His actions consistently portray him as a careless child seeking attention rather than a young man discovering his voice. From making fun of Waffle House employees to holding that harsh chip challenge with a homeless man, critics claim that he acts out merely to follow trends in the hopes of advancing his rap career. Others, however, contend that it's the agony of not having a reliable father figure, and continuously attempting to demonstrate that he's resilient enough to live alone. Every time he yells, "I stand on business," as if it were a shield to hide behind, you can sense the internal struggle. It seems as though King is in dire need of respect, not just from outsiders, but even from his own father. That was made very evident in the Falcons game scene. T checking him, King yelling, and the headlock that became the week's most popular meme. The public perceived it as an instance of poor discipline. It was humiliating to King. This is why his subsequent Instagram tirade was so profound. He essentially expressed to the world that he felt like a mistake. A youngster acknowledged for the cameras only, not out of affection. Not to mention that King is not the only one who has complaints. Zanique once claimed that because her mother and T were constantly on the road, she resided with her grandmother. That depicts parents who amassed their empire while the children were left to fend for themselves without consistent direction. The joyful family they witnessed on VH1 may have been more smoke and mirrors than reality. As fans who grew up watching Family Hustle are now realizing, people have spent years investing in that image, so that revelation hurts. The way T has responded to it is what really elevates this. He occasionally stands up for King, like in the Waffle House episode, dismissing his son's contempt as unimportant. At other times, such as during the Falcons game, he is quick to reprimand him in public, making King feel singled out. The rift simply gets bigger because of that inconsistency. Every gesture becomes questionable when paternity rumors are added. Critics claim that T's on camera embrace of King is phony. They claim that King is revealing the truth when he lashes out. It is an ongoing cycle of mistrust that is visible to everyone on the internet. Don't assume that the rap community hasn't taken notice. All of this family dysfunction has overshadowed King's rap career. People evaluate him based on whether he is genuinely from the streets, whether he is entitled, and whether his father is even who we believe him to be. Rather than on his bars, his reputation is being shaped by the intense mistrust before his music has a chance to breathe. Some claim that having famous parents is a curse. The audience already has a narrative ready for you. regardless of what you do. However, in King's case, identity issues, absentee parenting, and suspicions of treachery are all part of the narrative. For a young artist attempting to establish himself, that is a lot of baggage. The crucial question at hand is what King Harris will do next. His tale has evolved beyond simple family drama. It has turned into a case study of what happens when money, fame, and strained relationships come together. On paper, King's life ought to have been ideal. His dad is a renowned rapper. The Harris family is well known throughout society, and his mother is a great singer. However, reality presents a different image. Growing up in two different worlds, the hood with his grandmother and the limelight of T and Tiny's, him with an identity struggle that frequently shows up in public. He is showing off his status as the son of a rapper one day. The next, he's attempting to persuade everyone that he is a result of the struggle. Fans are perplexed by this contradiction, but it also explains why King gets angry. Even if it differs from the life that people believe he had, he is attempting to create a story that feels authentic to him. And this could be the reason he is drawn to turmoil and violence. As he works through his identity, it maintains the focus on him. The rumor that T may not be his real father is the elephant in the room. But let's not ignore it. Whether it is accurate or not, people's perceptions of their connection are already being shaped by it. Every embrace, disagreement, and Instagram tirade is viewed through the prism of uncertainty. If King truly believes that T is not his father, then his disobedient actions begin to resemble long-standing animosity rather than immaturity. Consider it, the kind of rage we consistently witness from T is triggered by hearing that the world views him as your father while he feels neglected or abandoned behind the scenes. King and Banthony's likeness only served to fan the flames by providing evidence that the public could support. Additionally, if people believe something, it spreads like wildfire in the current era of the internet. For King, this implies that every action he takes is scrutinized. As a son entangled in a complex family secret, not merely as a teenage rapper attempting to blow up. For someone who is still forging their own path in the music business, that is a significant burden. Here's the opposite, though. Such scandals have the power to create or ruin careers. Some artists convert their suffering into art that resonates with audiences who recognize the authenticity of their challenges by using controversy as fuel. King might build out a niche that makes him stand out if he embraces the unvarnished reality of his tale. Whether it is about growing up without his father's presence, feeling abandoned, or battling for respect. Although King's route is untidy, it is genuine, and the industry values authenticity. People are drawn to rawness, and he has an opportunity to turn his suffering into powerful music. However, his reputation will deteriorate before his music is given a fair chance if he continues to act out for power, move carelessly, insult employees, and make fun of the homeless. King is currently at a turning point in his life. He has two options. Either he rises above the drama and gains respect for his abilities, or he becomes just another famous child known for controversies. Additionally, T has a part to play. He needs to go beyond public appearances and TV shows. If he genuinely wants to make amends with King, the injuries are only made worse by the headlocks and public punishment. Behind the cameras, rather than merely for the world to see, King appears to crave constancy, affection, and direction. T has an opportunity to appear as the man King can rely on rather than the person King believes he must battle against. Regardless of whether he is his real father, a father-son bond is more than just blood. Let's face it, it all comes down to trust, respect, and presence. However, the drama will continue to simmer and the headlines will continue to appear until that point. Because this story is unvarnished, surprising, and full of mysteries, fans are enthralled. The Harris family may have made an effort to appear flawless on television, but now everyone can see the cracks. King's future is in jeopardy, and his next decisions will determine whether he becomes a well-respected artist or just another cautionary tale. There's no doubt that we will continue to hear about King Harris, T, and the family drama that won't go away. What are your thoughts on King Harris's predicament? Careless actions or a call for assistance? Please share your opinions below. Click the subscribe button. Tell your people about this. Don't forget to leave a comment and hit the like button.